Hello, today I'm showing you two versions of a card that I've made, not with foiling, but using heat embossing, using embossing powders, metallic embossing powders and sparkly embossing powders. So I've done one in a blue theme and one I've used a backing paper from the Naughty or Nice 6x6 paper pad. Done a version in sort of a red and gold theme. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how we're just going to make this topper. Okay, so I am working on, let me just put the cards to one side somewhere safe, stamping card. Now the thing with stamping card is that when you put colour on it, and I've just got some water-based marker pens here, you can put colour down. I'll just grab my water brush. It lets the colour spread out and move when you put water on it. And whilst that won't blend out completely, if I put some ink on my mat and pick that up with a water brush, I can get a really gradual blend with it. Okay, so it makes colouring really easy. So I'm just using some cheap water-based marker pens. I actually bought them in the supermarket, so that, you know, they're not specialist at all. So it'd be a case of, you know, try out what you've got. You know, if they're not, don't say they're alcohol markers, then they're probably water-based, and you could have a go with this. Okay, so I'm using, so for my Christmas tree, let's bring the card back. So for my decorative Christmas tree here, I'm using one of the cut, foil and emboss dies. I'm not foiling it, I'm using it with some ink, and it's not a dye ink, it's the other sort. It'll come to me. What's it say? It is well, I'm using Versacolour pigment ink. So I've used some pigment ink and then added sparkly embossing powder over the top, and I've stamped with an embossing ink pad. I've got a Versamark one, but other brands are available, to just do the snowflakes sparkly. Coated my die cut in some Versamark and just sprinkled the embossing powder over to make the little topper there to match. And the baubles are done with some gold embossing powder, and then I've coloured afterwards. So let's show you that bit first. So I've got my stamping platform. Now, first things first, I've got here what they call an anti-static bag, and it's just a little bag of French chalk. And you use this on your card so that any moisture that's on the surface is pulled off from fingerprints or just from the air, because it's quite a humid day here today, and that just stops my embossing powder going in places I don't want it. Let's just put that in the stamping platform. Just going to put a piece of tape on the corner there, because I've got a piece of foam inside. My magnets, it's too thick with the magnet. So I'm going to position my stamp. So I put it stamp side down and kind of get it where I want it, in the corner there. Close the stamp platform. Let me just move the camera so you can see that a bit better. And then I'm going to ink my stamp with the Versamark. So bring that way you can see it just all over the stamp with my Versamark pad. And then I'm stamping my card. There we are. And that that should be fine as it is. Okay, so I'm going to need to heat emboss that next. Let's just take that stamp off. I shall clean it after I've videoed. So I like to use a piece of scrap paper and have a little tray that my embossing powder falls into. And with embossing powder, it looks like you're going to use a lot, but then most of it ends up back in the pot. So I've got a gold embossing powder here. I'm just going to sprinkle it on. Let me just see if I can zoom the camera in. That's quite good. Right, now unfortunately, as soon as I put my hand there, that's better. So I'm going to sprinkle that on. So it always looks like you're using half your pot, but then you give it a bit of a tap. And tip up the card, shake it off, and you end up with that. Okay. I've got one little bit that's not where I want it. Can I just get that? Okay, so I'm just going to put that somewhere safe and put this back in the pot. So you can see how much is there. Now I don't think I can get this at an angle where you can really see what I'm doing, but or maybe if I go that way a bit. There we are. Well, that'll all just go back in the pot. There we are. And the piece of paper underneath is for when I miss the pot. Okay, so move that out of the way as well. Now, I'm just going to grab another mat. Because underneath here, I'm at my dining table, and it's a lovely oak table. I really don't want to affect it with the heat from embossing. And I need my tweezers. Okay, I'm going to hold it in a corner far away. Let's see if I can. Where are we? Just move the camera around a bit. That's it. There we are. Put it up. That's better. Right, so I'm going to warm up the heat gun. And then once it's warm, I'm going to point it at the embossing powder. And as the embossing powder changes, I'll move the heat gun. So I'm doing a different bit of the image. Okay. So that part is done. Move this out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to be colouring this. So I've got some red, I've got my water brush. So I'm just going to scribble some red down on my mat. Really doesn't need a lot. I'm going to pick it up in my brush and I'm going to start at the very edges of the baubles where I want the colour darkest. Okay, come around the other side. A bit more colour, go around that edge and round the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to just blend that colour across the middle from one side and from the other side. If I've got too much colour, I can just work it out on the mat. And then the other one. What colour in the middle there? Okay, then if I want it really dark at the edges, I can go straight on with a little bit of colour at the edges and then work that across my design. And I can blend it in with my water brush. So you do need stamping a watercolour card to be able to get this blend. It's the card that makes the difference rather than the pens. Different pens you'll get, you know, stronger colours and perhaps pens that go further. I need a little bit of colour at the top and bottom on the right hand one here, just to give it that 3D look. There, and where I've got the shadows sort of in here, I'm going to put a little bit of brown in just to really darken it. Yeah, I'm blending that out with the water brush. Okay, and then so that the baubles kind of look like they're not in mid-air, I'm just going to get a bit more colour on the brown, but I'm going to make it really wishy-washy. And I'm just going to put that underneath them. Get some more water into my brush. You just see how that colour just keeps spreading out. There. Okay, that's my baubles done. I'm just going to dry my mat. So yeah, on a glass mat, you know, your water and the colour, they'll just wipe up. Clean your brush, just give it a bit of a squeeze, work some water through it, dab it off on some tissue. Okay, so that's my book. Oh, I need to do the holly. Forgot about that. So let's just do that. So I've got some green. I don't want this colour too strong, so I'm going to pick it up on the water brush. Just there we are. That's what's over there, and I need to do the little caps on the top. Let's have some. Get rid of the green. Pick up a little bit of the brown. Let's do those in a warm tone. There we are. Okay. So now the baubles are completely done. So the next thing I need to do is the Christmas tree. Or actually, Yeah, could do the Christmas tree. And in fact, it'd be good to make sure that's dry. So let's do the Christmas tree next. That kind of stands on its own. So I've got my die and I've got some card. I don't need a huge piece of card. So I'm just going to cut a piece off. Okay, and I'm going to ink that with this. This is burgundy colour ink. This is what I used. So I'm just going to tap gently. Don't want to press hard because I don't want it to go down into the gaps. There we are. So that's on there. So I'm going to put that onto my cutting plate. And obviously I can touch the edges because it's going to cut out. Put my card on top. I always find it comes out much darker than it looks. Okay, just wind that through the die cutting machine. It's just fallen out the die. After I've cleaned the die can just be cleaned with some water. You don't need anything special to clean it with, or spritz it with some water and wipe it over with some tissue. Right, so there's my Christmas tree. Now I'm going to add some sparkly embossing powder. You do need to do this pretty much straight away. Okay, and where's my tweezers? I'm gonna put my tweezers on that, just on the spot where there's no ink or embossing powder. Move that out of the way. And I'll put my piece of paper over it for now. Okay, I need to make sure the heat gun is hot, and then point it in an area, and you, with the sparkly embossing powders, I find you can't see them twinkle, rather than the dramatic change you get with the metallic ones or the opaque ones. If you heat them too long, you end up with the embossing powder sinking into your card. So you just wait till you see it twinkle. There we are. Pink sparkly and Christmas tree. If I can get the camera to focus. It is sparkly on this. There we are. The light to shine on it better. And that's it. Okay, so there's my Christmas tree. And then I'm going to give this a dry with a heat gun before I re-stamp it. Okay, now because I've been handling this, I'm going to go back in with my anti-static bag, my pouch of French chalk. Get my stamping pack full. And my snowflake stamp. Right. I'm going to use this a couple of times. It doesn't really matter how I arrange it. I'm going to do it a couple of different ways. So one there. And I want my Versamark pad again. Get the camera to focus on there. That's better. So I'm just going to think that's my Versamark. And the thing is with Versamark, you can't see it, so there we are. Okay, just zoom the camera out a bit. Wrong way. That's better. Okay, so that's going to come down, stamp on there, and then I'm going to move the stamp, decide on a new spot for it. Maybe up there. And then ink it again. And then get my embossing powder back. You always feel like you're putting half the pot on, but there we are. Let's get the camera to focus on those for you. So those need to be heat set, but that's that. So just bear with me a minute while I tidy this away. Okay, so now I just need to heat this to set it, because otherwise it will brush off. Yeah. Okay, so let's get the colours off. This. Get that to twinkle for you. So it's quite a subtle effect. There we twinkly snowflakes. Okay, so now I just need to put my Christmas tree on some foam pads and add my little sentiment up in the corner, and that would be my card complete. Let me bring the card back. So this is the card, so my Christmas tree and my sentiment in the corner, and this is the one in the blue colour scheme. So this one I actually stamped snowflakes in some blue pigment ink and then put the sparkly embossing powder over the top. Obviously coloured, used silver embossing powder and coloured in blue pens. Okay, so two versions, but using the same things to make them. Okay, thank you.